LA Girl, take 2.
My next pick is one of the hardest bands of all time. Those who know. Those who don't may just turn this whole thing off. Okay. The band is Primus. The song is The Heckler.
Just a matter of opinion.
I want to like Primus because I like a musician's
Everything
band.
I show you, you like.
You're not wrong. But then what happens is I'll see like the album art or something and I just like, it's like smelling salts. And I just,
But it's just a matter of opinion.
Just a matter of opinion.
Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How are you, Bo?
I'm doing well. I'm over a sickness. How are you, Colin?
Fantastic. Just went to Belgium. Had the best time.
Yeah, can we hear about that a little bit? I'd like to hear.
Maybe at the end. Let's wait till the end.
All right, that makes sense. Sorry.
So that the stragglers who find this,
yes,
who are just doing music research, aren't burdened with European trivia.
What the hell is this?
This is a special day on the show. We are connoisseurs of album structure. We're album guys. We're not song guys. We're not playlist guys. We respect the structure given to us by the artist. And a lost art amongst that is the album closer.
Which is, of course, I believe due to Spotify, due to playlists, and due to top 10 songs or whatever. It just happens.
Streaming has killed the experience of music, the music listening experience being personal, you know? The experience of buying a CD or buying a record, taking it home, and taking it in.
Yeah.
And the closer is supposed to be your final impression of this record. It's supposed to be what makes you go, fuck, I gotta listen to that again.
Exactly. And you know what's so funny is I looked on Spotify artists, just went through all of our records. The last track, always the fewest plays.
At least by far.
By far.
When originally, like a lot of these songs in my list are hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't think of them as closers, but the artists did because they thought, this is our banger. We got to put this at the end.
Yeah. They make them wait for it. This is the payoff. And like I was saying, it's so funny. So many of these are some of my favorite songs by these artists. And they're the last song on the record.
You are going to be, in my top 5, it is shocking.
Yeah.
How much I've taken from these closing tracks.
I wonder how many matches we're going to have on this.
I think we're going to have quite a few.
I think so too.
The concept of burying a song in the track listing was not a thing. You know, I see a band put out a record and I hear the best song at like track 9 and I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
When in reality, they're respecting the nuance of a full track list being good.
I do think the opening track and then track 2 are probably the most important things.
Best song has to be track 2.
You know, that's kind of how
most epic song has to be the closer.
There you go. Perfect.
The grand opus, the ultimate like exclamation point on the record, the thing that goes, this is who we are. This is why you bought this. I hope you buy the next one too. So let's just start this off with a bang. Okay.
Let's clarify what we're the genre and how we're the adjacent.
Per usual, this is hardcore metal punk oriented. And we're doing 15 picks and then a top 5 each.
Yes.
So 15 in no particular order
yeah.
and then a top 5.
Yes. Perfect.
To start off my 15.
Yes, please.
Obviously, somewhere in here, there had to be a song by my favorite band, you know?
Yeah.
Band is Typo Negative. A lot of great closers.
Oh, quick question.
Hit me.
Because you're surprising me already. Are you repeating artists?
No.
Okay.
No,
So
each
Typo
artist is
isn't
only in here one time.
Typo's not in your top 5.
No.
Amazing. All right, go proceed. I did the same thing, by the way. No repeats, but
No repeats. Obvious, like, there's a lot of easy picks here. Gravity is my favorite Typo song, probably. You know, when you really peel it back. Haunted, insane song. All Hallows Eve, incredible track. But the one I think of as a definitive closer, where I think they wrote this thinking this is the album closer because it was intended to be their final song. Off of Life Is Killing Me. The song is The Dream Is Dead.
wow.
The dream is dead.
I've
It's
probably
literally-
probably heard it twice in my life.
Oh, and it's like the ultimate proclamation of like, fuck this.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
The dream is dead. Peace out.
Wow.
I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
That unbelievable track. I think it is their best closer.
Interesting.
Off of an overall underrated record.
A very underrated record. It's a tough record to get through. In my
Just
opinion.
because there's a couple silly moments, but I think I don't know. I think it's the B side
Yeah, it's stronger.
is unreal. Dude.
I agree.
So that's my first pick.
Love it. Great. The gates just dropped and you're fucking
And this, listen, this is all 20 of these picks are pure fucking heat to me.
Yeah.
And I had to cut some things that I was absolutely devastated about.
Okay.
So maybe I'll talk about those later.
In the context of this list, how do we feel about Oasis?
Neither hardcore, nor metal, nor punk.
So it's so good. I made a just in case.
Yeah,
So-
I wouldn't. That's straight up rock and roll,
It's okay.
which I didn't put any.
Okay. My first one, and it's something that came to mind really, really quickly, is the closer on Angel Dust's second record, Set Me Up.
How could you set me up to let me down when I needed you?
Set me up.
I fucking,
me down
dude, that is an
when I needed
earworm. And I love the like the way it repeats. The riff is really cool. I like,
And it's only other people singing other than like a few lines in the chorus or something.
yeah, I don't think. Oh, yeah, exactly, dude. And those O's kind of sounded Misfitsy to me at the first time I heard it. Like, I just
It's
really
Misfits, Ramones.
Yeah, very much.
Bad Brains. That's
And-
OG Angel Dust.
one of the singers does the last like verse where it's like, how could you set me up? You let me down. She like holds on down. I just think it's really cool. And I remember when I first listened to that record that was the punctuation on that band that I needed at the time to get the first record. And it made me like, okay, I get it. I got it. Like, this band rocks.
I was at day one. Angel Dust had their first tour was with us.
I remember you were an orange record guy.
The yellow one.
Yellow, sorry.
Love it to this day. Probably my favorite one still, but I do think that's a band that has evolved in a very cool, unique, creative way, and I always look forward to their next thing.
Mhm.
My next pick. The band is Poison Idea.
Oh.
Founded in 1980. And let this be an inspiration to us all. Okay, founded in 1980, wrote their definitive record to me 10 years later. 10 years into a being band, they wrote Feel the Darkness.
Yeah. That's actually, I did not know that. That's crazy.
And on Feel the Darkness, they did one of my favorite things. Title track, closing track. The song is Feel the Darkness from the album Feel the Darkness.
The whip cracks, it stops.
My God. The chorus is so minimal compared to a lot of the rest of the record, and the whole thing does feel like a big fuck you.
Mm.
And it also feels like, yeah, turn this fucking record back on, bitch. We did it. This is an all-time band that I think should be required listening in the way that things like Bad Brains and the Cro-Mags are to people. So that's, that I take this is my job. This is my cross to bear. I'm going to be the guy to
maybe
make Poison Idea as definitive as Bad Brains and Cro-Mags.
Maybe this is the year we start really pushing. Like, we don't talk about Poison Idea very much. You know?
I try.
I know. You know what else? Who else we don't talk about enough is Antidote. Thou Shalt Not Kill. Unbelievable record. That's just like
100%.
another band that I know is so important that we don't talk about enough. Great pick.
I mean, that's a landmark record.
Yeah, and we frankly, I don't think we really ever talk about it. It's great.
That's true.
My next pick, and I had to do one, is by our favorite band, the Misfits.
Oh.
And I went with Braineaters.
Oh, man.
Dude.
Yeah. I thought about Braineaters or Halloween 2, but ultimately decided against
Halloween 2, definitely a more ambitious, cooler song. But I think
as a closer.
Yeah. I mean, as anything, honestly, it might be the craziest Misfits song, truthfully. Like, it's so wild and
Conceptually insane. But Braineaters, dude, the official video,
the only music video, it's like 48 seconds long. It's an Oi song.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's 3 chords, the whole song.
Somehow an underrated, like borderline unknown track to the gen pop, you know?
Fully agree. And you know what's weird is I've seen them play Walk Among Us. They never played Braineaters. Never seen them play that song.
Bizarre.
Kind of weird. Love it. I just think it's such a funny. Put fucking Braineaters on there. Like, that's the last song. Such a funny one. And I don't think there's any other recordings.
It's a lot like putting Ratfink on Collection 2, you know?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Except Braineaters is
infinitely cooler.
Oh, yeah, the best.
I think Braineaters might only have one recording also, which is kind of rare.
Which is borderline impossible.
You know? So
one in-tune bass track ever, you know?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Unprecedented. Great pick.
Thank you.
My next pick is one of those bangers that you can't believe is a closer.
Okay.
Arguably this band's best song to this day. Certainly their hardest song. Their most iconic song to me. The band is Obituary.
Oh.
The album is Cause of Death. The closing song is Turned Inside Out.
Is it really?
Yes.
That's track 4 to me. You know what I mean?
It's like that's an opener.
Yeah.
That's a track 2. That's the album. That's the song you hang your hat on. And they said, this is what we want people to remember us by.
Wow.
At the end of this record. That's what music should be all about.
That's amazing. I had no idea that was the last song.
Just close on a sick note, god damn it.
Dude, the rest into the slow down riff, and when the drums are doing all times, oh man,
That's iconic shit. That's the thing that they're most known for at this point.
Right.
And it's in today's day and age, it would be ignored or forgotten.
I have watched the live video from Masquerade Atlanta 1,000 times.
It is arguably the best live video of any band ever.
To the point where there's a part during the driving part after the thing I was just describing where the snare is like, it's like super loud. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I know when I don't hear it on the real song, it bothers me.
Yeah, give me the proto snare bomb back. Put it back.
Great pick. I had no idea that was the last track. That's outstanding.
Fucked up, man.
Oh, you ready for this one?
I am.
This is the closing.
This episode rocks.
Yeah, it's already so sick. This playlist is going to go.
Oh, this is crazy. Yeah.
This is this band's first song they ever wrote. Supergroup of the Ages. On the record NOLA by the band Down. The last song is Bury Me in Smoke.
Oh my God.
First riff they wrote was the opening riff.
That's insane.
And I listened to this whole thing while looking at songs to pick, and I put that on, and I normally hate the like fade out, fade back in thing. I love it on that.
Oh,
I
it's
love it on
genius.
that. Where it's like, nah, give it to him again.
Give it to him one more time.
Yeah.
They're gonna love this one.
Dude.
Holy shit, dude. And you know who does do this not a lot now is major pop artists.
Yeah.
Will launch a single for a new album.
Yeah.
And put it at the end because it's like, this is already a hit. It's already massive. It has millions of streams, millions of views.
Fascinating.
Put it at the end. This is Bury Me in Smoke.
Yeah.
Of like, don't worry, guys. We're going to play this one. We're a super group. Everyone's gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Let them get to it.
Yeah, get to it. I'm sure if it's not their closer, it's the first encore song. Like I'm sure they always play it. I don't know. It's an incredible song. It's so heavy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow, what a pick.
Thank you.
You ready for this one?
I really am.
This is canonically, not including bonus tracks and whatever, the last Bolt Thrower song.
Ah.
From the album Those Once Loyal, When Cannons Fade.
No vocals.
No, there's plenty of vocals.
Isn't it instrumental?
No. There's a bonus track that people think is
I see.
a closer.
I see.
When Cannons Fade is the real. That's the real closer. It is in canon the final
Right.
official Bolt Thrower song. And they went out on the perfect note. It's the perfect stamp on this incredibly melodic, ambitious, perfect piece of music that really encompasses their whole discography.
That record is perfect. That closer is perfect. The title alone, based on
When Cannons Fade.
the theme of the band, is perfect.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, now we're done. We're at rest. And they were.
The war's over.
It's over.
You know? The boys are going home.
That was one of the first records I looked at, and my mistake. I thought it was a instrumental song, and I just
Most people, there's 10 songs on the streaming versions,
I see.
but that has a CD exclusive bonus track on it. A lot of that's the other thing that's wrong with streaming is you're hearing the deluxe remastered remix versions instead of the original visions of these things. You're not getting the true original sequence versions.
You know whose discography is like a nightmare for that too? And I mean this with all respect, Integrity. There's so many new releases.
There's a lot of versions.
I just
of
want
things,
the one, and I to the point where I couldn't find I don't have an Integrity song on this list.
Oh, I do.
I'm glad you do, because I couldn't pick one. All right, my next one, again, this is in no particular order. By one of our favorite bands of all time, Converge, title track for the groundbreaking record, Jane Doe.
Knew I didn't need it on mine because you had me covered.
Big almost 11 minute opus.
Yeah.
And it's like grueling. That record, the dynamics in tempos and speeds and vibe on that record are really break my brain. And obviously we all know this. We've all listened to this record forever.
It's one in a million. It's one in a billion, really. And the fact that they play this live ever is insane, and that it's as good as it is. They're in a league of their own.
A literal league of their own.
Yeah.
Starring Tom Hanks.
That's right.
But yeah.
And Converge.
And Converge. Just an easy pick where it was that's going on there. That was one of the quicker ones for me. Yeah.
Totally. Great pick. My next pick. It's insane how pioneers of genres can get it so fast, How they come out of the gate understanding music better than I think even they know that they do.
Okay.
The band is Agnostic Front.
What do they got?
The album Victim in Pain it's blistering fast a lot of the time. He's singing 100 miles an hour. Iconic track after iconic track after iconic track. But they end with this dramatic, mid-tempo kind of closer with Time. One of the best songs they ever wrote is the last song on this probably 15-minute all-time hardcore classic. How many times have you seen that covered, Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. We're going to talk about covers in a second, but yeah, AF I was looking for a song, and I'm glad you put one on here. So far, I'm very satisfied with the diversity in our lists.
Yeah, me too. I thought they were going to be identical.
Me as well.
The Godfathers of Hardcore on their debut LP make one of the best hardcore songs of all time and put it at the end. That's what this whole thing is all about.
And I would love to know. I want to ask each songwriter on this list, like, why last? You know, like what was?
Because that was in vogue at the time. You know, it was cool to end cool.
Yeah.
And now most people don't think about it.
But then, like, just other side of that coin, I went and you and I think this is cool. But at the time, people weren't really digging on Bad Brains reggae songs. The end of Rock for Light is just like a 5-minute jam.
Sure. It's called jam.
It's called jam. You know what I mean? And so, like, it's you and I think that's cool. So I'm not saying it's not.
But here's the thing. You know who else probably thought that was cool? The Bad Brains.
Yeah.
They thought this is fucking cool.
It's so sick.
And I bet you, I mean, I hope that all these bands thought that.
Yeah. Great pick. My next one, a band I know you don't have on here, so we're all good. Yeah. Alkaline Trio, From Here to Infirmary. The last song on From Here to Infirmary is called Crawl. It's got one of the coolest drum parts right at the beginning. It's a Dan song, whose songs I kind of prefer over Skibo's sometimes. Right. It's just like this awesome, sad but happy, very Alkaline Trio song. For a lot of people, this is when Alkaline Trio like became, like, after that song on the next record, they kind of became something else, a little too like pop for a lot of people. So this is
this is the end of punk.
It's kind of the kind. I don't personally feel that way, but a lot of people do, and it's kind of the send off of like, hey, because there's like piano at the end. It gets really pretty, and it's just like I think it's a song all about like waking up really hungover and having to crawl to tell someone you're sorry for something, whatever. Musically, it's like fucking beautiful. It's one of my favorite songs by them all time.
Love it.
Favorite closer.
My next pick is one of the most influential death metal bands of all time. One of the most influential extreme bands of all time. And this record, the record is called To Megatherion. The band is called Celtic Frost. One of the coolest songs ever written. One of the weirdest songs ever written with crazy horns and female vocals. The song is called Necromantical Screams. It is still played today by Triptychon, and I'm such a fucking idiot that I put this song on and I was like, God, this song is unbelievable. I should cover this. I covered it 8 years ago, and it is recorded.
With what?
Completely forgot about it.
Twitching?
Yes.
Really?
It exists, and I had no idea. No recollection. And I put it on and I was like, this fucking rocks. Those guys did a pretty good job. No memory.
That is the second to last record, is that correct?
No, that's it might be first.
It's the first.
Or it might be Morbid Tales to Megatherion, but it's either one or two.
And then the last one is Monotheist. Was there another one?
Very last one is Monotheist, but yeah, there was like Into the Pandemonium.
Oh, right. And there's
Cold Lake. There's a bunch a bunch of crazy shit in the middle. But this is early golden era Frost.
Sure. Frost. Good.
Necromantical Scrams.
Are you ready for this one? This one is going to blow the listeners' minds who don't know this. Little band called Alice in Chains. Off their debut LP, Dirt. Do you know what closes that record? It's a hit that you know. Radio hit.
I know Them Bones opens it.
Correct.
Which is it comes out of the gate. Ah!
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the closer?
Wood.
Wow. That's crazy.
That closes the fucking record. And it's after it's after like the title track. It's after like kind of my one beef with Alice in Chains is they always did like a weird thing on every record that kind of doesn't really, it's
you gotta respect it.
Of course I do. It's just not necessarily for me. And then they said, let's put a 2.5 minute banger. At the end.
The best chorus maybe ever.
It's got to be their biggest song, right? Like Man in the Box.
Them Bones, Man in the Box, Rooster, I think are all bigger than Wood. Wood
is a song you still hear on the radio today, like on an alternative station or something.
Yeah,
it'll come on.
That's the best song. That and Sludge Factory are probably my two favorite songs. And Nutshell.
Into the flood again.
Absolutely insane.
Unreal. That's their fucking closer.
That's how good we used to have it, is that you could put a song like this at the end. This is a big one.
Okay.
For many reasons. Because it takes a lot of balls to not put a title track on an album.
Okay.
It takes even more balls to call a song on the next album the name of the last album.
Oh.
It takes a third ball
I know where we are.
to close that album with.
Fuck yeah, dude.
The band is the Cro-Mags.
Yes.
The album is Best Wishes. The song is Age of Quarrel.
Dude, that the second the snare hits, I'm like on fire.
It changed my life. It gave me a line check snare beat and a door knock pattern for the rest of my life. And I everybody talks Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
This is the hardest song they ever wrote.
Oh, do you think so?
100%. Apocalypse Now goes Mosh 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think this is a cooler riff and an overall harder song.
Amazing. Great pick. And it is, I actually kind of just got chills. It is so cool to call your follow-up record, the closer, the Age of Quarrel. Like, that is really cool. I know the Age of Quarrel it's a Krishna thing. It's like a scripture. But it's
some bullshit for sure.
For sure.
But it's a great song and a great album.
It's awesome. I have a Cro-Mags.
Unrelated.
Yeah, totally. Love it. Fantastic pick. I'm bringing it over your side of the country now with one of the most important bands ever.
Give it to me.
Band called Terror. On the official vinyl release, because now I have a couple of these that are kind of technicalities coming up. On the record Lowest of the Low, the closer is Lowest of the fucking Low. It
hardcore, an instant classic.
Instant classic. It is like such a perfect song. The breakdown alone is like, I don't know.
They redefined what California hardcore literally means with this.
It was I remember it being a favorite at the time. And I think maybe even the first time I saw Terror, they didn't play it. And it was like crushing. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But it's an incredible
I've seen
song.
him play it 15 times now, probably.
And I think Furnace does the backup vocals on that, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds right.
Come on.
What more do you need?
Literally nothing. That's all I need.
I'm going out of the box for this next pick.
Okay.
This counts as punk to me. Counts as hardcore too. Fuck it. This is the hardest song this band ever wrote. The album. This is from Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
This is some real shit from Boston. Okay. Some mighty shit from Bosstones, some would call it. The album is Let's Face It. The band is the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. The song is called 1, 2, 8.
7, 8. This stuff
It starts with they give you this riff for a second where you're like, why is that riff so fucking hard? And then they go into a silly ska song with tons of like cool melodies and funky fresh chorus. And then they finally hit this fucking riff in the middle of it. And it's, for some reason, the hardest fucking skank part of all time. It's straight up like Best Wishes Cro-Mags riff. And it makes this an all-time great album closer.
I can't wait to listen to it.
It's insane.
That makes no sense. But yeah.
It's incredible.
They count. I'm realizing we're going to have an issue with one of my top 5 because I don't think we're going to consider it punk, metal, or hardcore, but we'll get there. Anyway.
I just put a ska band, so.
Okay. I mean, you're going to give it a pass, I know.
All right.
Next one. We're going to, you know what? Guitar was just in Todd Jones' hands. We're going to leave it in his hands.
There.
We're going to keep it right there. The closer for A Band in All Life.
Suum Cuique.
Dude, Saba was staying in my apartment when he wrote that. And the like weird droney parts with him yelling in the background and just like when that record came out, that was a misery index for me. That was like as soon as it finished, play it again. Like always a double listen. And that is such a perfect statement at the end of this like blisteringly fast. I think the song before it is like the fastest song.
Well, look, the whole record is like minute, 3 minute.
Yeah.
Minute, 2 minute, minute, 6 minute.
Exactly. And
that Todd is a guy, Nails is a band that understands a closer.
Oh yeah.
Is like, make this epic or it's a waste of everybody's time. And dude, I've seen them, like a lot of bands don't play their closing song.
Totally. Yep.
Because they're too long or too big. Nails was not that band. I've seen them play this fucking 50 times. This was the closer in the set many times. Mm-hmm. This song is unbelievable.
It's so
good. And
good.
Taylor doing the with the riff. Come on. That's massive brain.
Outstanding. And truly one of my favorite songs on that record. I love that record to pieces. That one I think is a perfect closer.
That's an all-timer. That's a 10 out of 10 easy. Great pick.
Thank you.
I'm gonna 180 from the Bosstones here. I'm gonna take a 2-hour drive from Boston to New York to the Bronx. The album is 1134. The band is Irate. The song is called Transcendence. You know what you're getting immediately with this. Slow, deep bass. Starts double kick, palm mutes, and then just madness for 2 or 3 minutes. It's the ultimate little statement on this insane, I don't like calling it beatdown because I think it's too intelligent for that. But on this like in a league of its own type hard record. Outstanding.
The whiplash on the playlist going from, you got to put Bosstones straight into that. No matter what, it has to be that way.
Okay, done.
All right, so
that's truly the duality of me.
Yeah, truly. Good pick. My next one, this is where there's the technicality. So on the second 100 Demons record, the last song is technically a re-recording.
Yeah, but this totally counts.
But so what I'm doing is
different title.
True, different title. But I'm negating that. I'll pick Never Surrender Virtue or the Latin phrase of it, but I'm going
Medicit Virtus.
Yeah. I'm going His Father's Son. Based on this technicality, just bear with me. I'll pick.
I mean, that is probably the hardest song on the record.
Absolutely. But the ending of His Father's Son, you should know by this time, like all that, like the way, dude.
And how hard does that hit you as a guy who...
I'm not joking. I remember listening to that mowing my mom's lawn when I still lived at home and being like...
Mowing your mom's lawn. That's right.
Yeah. Like just... It hits home. So I know it's a technicality.
I'll give it to you. It's a re-recording.
You see what I mean? I got another one of those.
I mean, I consider Warman the closer on God Save Self-Titled because a re-recording comes after it.
There you go.
So I'll give it to you.
Conceptually, it's the last, you know what I mean?
It is the last song. It's the hardest song. It's probably my favorite song.
I mean, it's a fucking incredible song. Don't get me wrong. But
great pick.
Thank you.
I'm going to give it to you.
Thank you.
We got another 180 here.
Back to Boston.
No, not back to Boston. But I am back to one of the hardest bands of all time. Those who know. Those who don't may just turn this whole thing off. But it's just a matter of opinion. Okay. The band is Primus. The album is Antipop. The song is The Heckler.
Matter of opinion.
The song is going to start and you're going to be like, this is the silliest thing I've ever heard. It's Willy Wonka waltz type thing.
Okay.
But then the chorus is just a riff.
Okay.
And it's fucking insane. It's like crazy harmonics, technical ass splash, double kick drums and shit. It's unbelievable. This, I think Taylor may correct me here. I think this is the first full Primus record that he and I ever heard. It's the one, I think it's the front to back hardest one.
Okay.
Which, if you argue that, you just don't understand, and that's fine.
I like anti-pop. Like, that's a cool statement to make, you know?
And the chorus of the title track is, I am the anti-pop. And he fucking is, man.
I want to like Primus because I like a musician's
Everything
band.
I show you, you like.
You're not wrong. But then what happens is I'll see like the album art or something, and I just like, it's like smelling salts. And I just,
Just a matter of opinion.
you know?
I get it.
Yeah.
But you're not looking at the full picture here. And the Heckler is the ending of one of their greatest full pictures.
Okay.
Unbelievable chorus. The chorus riff hits like a fucking bomb, dude. Every time. Because it comes out of something that sounds nothing like it.
Okay.
It's incredible.
I'm going to listen.
I know.
I will listen. My next one. Oh, you know what? You know what's so funny? We were just in Connecticut with 100 Demons. We're staying in Connecticut with Youth of Today.
Love it.
The closing track of Break Down the Walls is their self-titled song, The Youth of Today. Chorus, physically strong, morally straight, we're positive youth, we're the youth of today. And then the fucking bridge line, live fast, die young, was just a fad for fucking losers who didn't care. When I heard that, and I was like young punk guy, I was like, dude, this is it. This is everything.
Yeah, this is it.
This is everything I wanted in a band.
I put this on in the gym yesterday.
Did you?
Just to feel something. Yeah. I'm 15 years old when this is on, you know?
I mean, if you saw me at Tied Down when they played, I was 15
You were
years old.
15 years old. This reminds me of, this just gave me another episode idea that I won't reveal.
Excellent.
I'm going to write it down.
Please do. I love this band, as we all know. I love this song. I love that it's the closing thing on their, debut LP is their statement. This is who we are.
The definitive statement is at the end.
At the fucking end. And it's such a hit. It's crazy to put it at the end. And for them,
I got one of those coming up that you're not going to believe.
It's a really heavy song for them, too. Like, it starts heavy right away, and that they don't really...
The B-side of this record in general
is
a lot harder.
Yeah, I get you.
That means, like, when they were writing, they were like, I like when they mosh. Let's get some of that going. We're gonna get out of New York here.
Okay, good, because I'm going straight there.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna give you that integrity pick you were looking for.
Beautiful.
Because this is a top 3 integrity track, probably.
Oh, does it close it?
And it's the closing song on Those Who Fear Tomorrow. The song is March of the Damned.
Great track. Fuck.
Hard as shit. And it's track 15.
Yeah. Dude.
Because you could do that.
Yeah.
You could have 15 tracks and know that people are going to get there. And that some guy 20 years later is going to talk about it on a show. It's unbelievable, this song.
Yeah, that record is probably my favorite. Yeah.
Overall?
Yeah, I think so. I really like In Contrast to Sin, but it's so short.
Interesting. I'm a Systems man.
Yeah.
Through and through.
Yep.
I love Seasons too, dude. Seasons has some like crazy mosh parts in there.
I need to revisit.
But Those Who Fear Tomorrow is that and Humanity is the Devil are like the tide turners within hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Killed Youth Crew, started Dark HC the right way. Jordans and
Judge tattoos.
Yeah, Jordans, Judge tattoos, but also like cloaks.
Scrolls.
Yeah, scrolls, cloaks, Jordans. The big 3.
Excellent pick. All right, my next one is one more technicality. I promise it's the last technicality. Because I'm going to call a cover just kind of like, hey, it's a cover. Not our last material on this record. So on Set It Off, they cover Friend or Foe at the end. Which is cool and awesome, obviously.
Very cool.
And we know why.
I think they did it again.
Yeah,
on Dropping Many Suckers.
They do. Yeah. So it's sick. I love that. I've got no issue with that.
It's awesome.
But the last Madball song on that is "The World Is Mine," which has one of my favorite. I love the way that song ends. I think that's a great statement piece. And I think of the cover as just kind of a, hey, something fun, something cool, showing respect.
I mean, I almost don't look at, I look at Madball and AF as one entity. You know?
Okay.
And so I don't even look at that as a cover almost, but it is.
But even then,
it's the same people playing it.
But by that rationale, it's the same thing as 100 Demons re-recording a song then.
Very true.
So I'm good.
You're right.
But yeah, World Is Mine. I love that song. Don't think I've ever seen him play it, but I love, there's a weird pick scrape in there. Henderson just getting loose, I love
Absolutely.
it. Love that song.
Great pick.
Thank you.
My next pick is another lost art, and that art is the hidden track.
Oh, interesting.
Where you don't even know it's the closer because you're just listening to a bunch of noise for 5-10 minutes sometimes. And then the most beautiful thing you've ever heard pops up.
Wow.
The album is Sing the Sorrow. The band is AFI. The song is This Time Imperfect.
Great pick.
That may be the best fucking song they ever wrote.
Yeah.
Best chorus
Probably the best chorus.
ever.
Wow.
When he finally belts it at the end, dude. There'll be no angels. Get the fuck out of here. How are you going to hide that? But if they played it live at any show, every single person in the room would know it.
Which is really crazy. It's really nuts. It's crazy to think about that. That made me think of, there's an In Control record where there's this pretty thing and then just overblown out, hyper mastered, really loud, noise. Scared me on a bus one time when I was going to school. And
there's a lot, those falling asleep or something and be like, what the fuck?
Dude, Disharmony did that to me.
Really?
With the siren at the end.
Oh, right.
What's the last song on Disharmony? I'm
Crucifixion.
scared the fuck. Dude, it scared me so bad. But it makes you think about the Broken EP by Nine Inch Nails has 99 tracks because all the middle ones are just nothing. You can't do stuff like that anymore. But it did seem cool at the time. And you know what's so funny is I put on World Coming Down the other day and they got me with the false start with the records.
Oh, right.
With the records.
Fuck, it's fucked up.
I was like, oh man, because I hadn't played that vinyl yet.
Right.
And they got me. You can't really do fun stuff like that.
Is it World Coming Down or is it October Rust?
It's
Bad Ground?
It was World Coming Down. Bad Ground is Bad Ground. But this is the start of
Skip It. Skip It. Is that what this one? Yeah, right. Incredible.
And you can't do stuff like that anymore. And those were
there's hidden tracks on several physical Twitching Tongues releases.
Mm-hmm.
I think In Love There's No Law has one, and it's backwards.
Right.
So you have to start the record at the end, and it'll move backwards.
Which is crazy.
Because it's a reverse groove.
Yeah.
I think Disharmony has one, and I think
the live record has one, doesn't it?
The live record definitely has one, and it's sick as hell, and nobody knows about it. And Metal Blade tried to talk us out of every single one.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't understand why we would want some things to be only on physical and so forth. And
Which
it's
is
just
so funny.
That's what we love.
Yeah, yeah.
Make the physical experience different and unique.
It's beautiful.
Ain't right. Yeah.
My next pick is one of the craziest things to close probably the best thrash record of all time.
Oh, you're going to have to wait.
Okay. Okay, good. We'll wait on that.
Save it.
Got it.
Because that's a whole monologue I've got prepared.
All right, great. Should I do my next one or do you want to go?
Do your next one.
Okay. This is a deep Metallica song. And when I was looking at Metallica tracks...
Metallica's not top 5?
It's not top 5 because I don't love Call of Cthulhu. And I love Damage Inc., but I don't think it's I think Orion would have been a cooler closer. I'm thinking about the closer, right? The last song on the Black album is kind of their thrashiest song on the whole record. It's called The Struggle Within. There's a moment at Mark 1 minute 45 seconds, listener, that I want you to listen to, where Hetfield does his last shrill like shriek, and it sounds like Ride the Lightning. It literally sounds like everything he had, because he goes reaching out, and it like hits that pitch that Ride the Lightning has.
Last day of tracking.
Straight up.
Saved it all for that.
Saved it all. And that song has the go. It's the only thrashy bit on this record. I think it's a really cool closer. Maybe it's kind of a throwaway thing for them, because you could see one of the ballads being last as like the statement piece, but it's just not. And I just think it's a cool, underappreciated.
Which, knowing them, had to be intentional. Like, let's put some old school Metallica right at the end.
It almost seems like the send off of, all right, that's the last.
That was us.
That was us. And I
say goodbye.
I think it's fucking cool. I have a Struggle Within shirt. It's awesome. Pusshead. Nice. Love that song. Deep cut. Listen to it. 1 minute 45 seconds.
Love it. My next pick is the closing track from one of the greatest hardcore records ever. Crossover excellence. This is your favorite band's favorite band. The band is Leeway. From their universally acclaimed debut album, one of the hardest songs they ever wrote, Unexpected. This started a trend of a thing they do, and a thing a lot of bands do, of like, hey, here's kind of what you're going to think is our most melodic song. Where it starts with like some fucking straight up Van Halen type guitar.
Yep.
Stops, and you get this insane, ignorant, like stomp skank part twice. The same exact way. Like top 3 part they ever wrote, buried at the end of this perfect record. That's what it's all about. Love this song.
AJ. We learned so much on the New York trip about AJ and his influence.
Guy's an animal. And you can hear it at the beginning of this. The guitar work is insane in particular. And it's crazy that this, probably an E or E flat.
Probably E flat.
Is going gung, 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 gung. It's beautiful.
I love that. Great pick. My next one, as you once said, the greatest New York hardcore band from Toronto. No Warnings debut LP, Ill Blood, with the what would you call it? The title track closer, Ill Blood.
Yeah, Ill Blood.
Fantastic.
Great song.
I'm an Ill Blood absolutist. I think that is one of the most important records of the era. That the way that it closes, the sing along, I don't know. It just, everything about it. I know every word of that whole record, but particularly that song still to this day, because when I was in high school, it was just in my little iPod.
The big gang vocal bridge, the Ill Blood mosh call. It really is an iconic hardcore closing track.
And just like, even you can hear the rhythm and the way it's played. It was like very like, this is current hardcore. It was almost like a timestamp of like.
Well, I mean, it decided what was current hardcore.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, hey, here's the new assignment. Like it was right. That was it. Fantastic.
Outstanding. Great pick.
Thank you.
My next pick is one of my favorite bands of all time. One of the most unique bands of all time. Incomparable. Impossible to compare. This is from their EP, Creepy EP. The band is Into Another. The closing track is their hardest song ever, and it is called The Other. And to this day, it is their live closer. It's hard as shit. Dude, the verse under different circumstances would be Dying Fetus.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like the riff just keeps evolving the whole time. And then the bass is doing like chords of another insane riff later, ripping an insane solo, beautiful melodies everywhere, perfect ending. This is One of the greatest hardcore EPs of all time.
Who played guitar for Into Another?
Peter Moses.
Plays Peter Moses.
The
that's
only guitar player until they reunited.
right. Okay. Was he in
So
other?
and that's why a lot of on records,
Yeah.
that guitar cuts.
Yeah,
That rhythm guitar cuts when the solos start.
which is sick.
incredible.
Was he in other bands?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
He disappeared for a while.
Uh-huh.
So people thought he wasn't coming back for the reunion.
Gotcha.
And then he came back.
Amazing. Great pick.
Moses is king. Pardon this interruption. We got to tell you about something very important. The color green. I'm looking at myself in the reflection here, and it's making me think about this thing I do every single morning.
What's that?
And but what it is the reason I feel so good all the time. It's the reason I feel confident in saying I'm a healthy old man at this point.
You look youthful despite the elderly status.
I credit AG1, which is who is presenting this episode today. Go to drinkag1.com/hardlore and try it for yourself. It's a new year. It could be a new you. So just pour yourself a cup of cold, 12 to 16 ounces of cold water. Dump this simple, tasty powder in there. Shake it on up. Sip it down. You're going to feel energized. You're going to feel full of all the important probiotics, prebiotics, and vitamins your body has been missing your entire life.
I look forward to it every single day. I know that I'm taking care of myself and it makes me feel good.
And I get testimonials constantly of people saying, thanks for putting me on to AG1. It has changed my life.
Truly. Tell
We
me,
feel the same.
what do they get if they use that link?
Well, for starters, you're going to get 5 free travel packs. So if you go somewhere like Tied Down or LDB or Sound and Fury Fest, they're all coming up and you're going to need them. You're going to need to build those immunities. You're going to need energies because we're going to need you in the pit. Okay. It is what it is. And you're going to get a year's supply of vitamin D and K drops. And I heard there's some other goodies now, too.
Really?
So you're going to want to check the site out
Wow.
and see for yourself.
Wow.
This episode is also, as always, brought to you by Manscaped.
Boy, oh
You know
boy,
what
oh boy.
doesn't stink? Album closers.
True.
They've all been Manscaped in some way or another.
I mean, it's very thoroughly thought about and procured for what it is.
Which so could your balls be. If you go to manscaped.com and use code HardLore, you're going to get 20% off and free shipping. Close your stinky past and begin your pleasant, fresh future.
Wow.
Okay?
That's beautiful.
wise.
I use the body wash. I use the crop reviver or the crop preserver. I'm about to shave in a couple days with the beard trimmer. I use these products all the time.
Every single day I use something. I'm covered in Reviver right now. I don't like a stinky ball when we record. Who would?
No, not I.
You shouldn't either. You don't need to stand for it anymore. Go on over there. Code HardLore, 20% off, free shipping. Lastly, where'd you get that shirt, Bo?
This one, little place called Mad Vintage.
Me too. MADD Vintage.com has every band we're talking about today covered.
Yeah, it's just straight up.
So you hear a song you like, you can get a shirt from them on madvintage.com and use code HardLore15. You're going to get 15% off some of this pricey stuff.
It adds up.
The vintage market's out of control, and maybe it's our fault.
And listen, he's going to be out and about. He's going to be, maybe it's our fault. He's going to be at some fests coming up. He's always reeling and dealing. He's always got new stuff. You guys need to pay attention because Colin and I, we're assassins.
I'm going to get you if you don't. If you don't act right now, that shirt you're looking for is gone.
It's gone.
And I'm going to be wearing it next week, and you're going to be pissed. So hurry your ass up.
Yeah.
Quit stinking. Get a new shirt in that order, and drink AG1.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the album closers.
My last one of our 15 is has a funny story. It's Carry On, Life Less Plague. The last song is called Rethinking.
This world is fucked, but I'm still looking up. I broke the rules and
When I first got this record, a thing would happen with my iPod apparently, where when I would drag a record over, the last song would sometimes not make it. And I loved this record. I listened to it for years. I was driving with a friend one day and he put the CD on and all of a sudden this song starts. And I was like, oh, is this like a bonus on the CD? He was like, no, this is the last song. And come to find, I didn't have this track on my iPod. Jesus Christ! So I got a new Carry On song years after.
Late as fuck,
and it's somehow
magical,
the best song. It is the most Youth Crew sounding song. It's somehow the most positive song. It's a very interesting way to close that record because that record is pretty emotionally heavy and like dark, but it's kind of like it talks about making amends and moving forward and like rethinking. You know, it's like just
it's just a great final statement of the band.
True, of the band.
Yeah,
love this fucking song,
banger.
And that was one of the first ones that came to mind when we decided to do this episode.
That makes sense. Yeah, I remember that story of you finding it later, and that was a common plight in the 2000s.
It happened with
like downloading something and just not getting the whole thing.
It happened with "In the Doorway" by the Misfits too. So I got it.
Well, that was like a later discovered song. So that I feel like many people shared that experience.
So I got one little taste of the Static Age thing. You know, one little.
That's nice. My final pick before our top fives,
yes, sir,
is I'm going to go on a limb and say this is probably the best hardcore punk song of all time. And it's the closing track on Minor Threat's debut EP, Minor Threat. The song is called Minor Threat. This is why we are all here, because of We're Just a Minor Threat. You know,
I know every word. You know what I mean? It's just one of those songs where it's like you learn it immediately,
and you should. We all should.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the it's much like thrash metal. You know, somebody figured it out real early and did it best. Hardcore punk, Minor Threat figured it out real early and did it best.
And I think it's one riff, the whole song.
Yeah,
just played differently, but same chord progression, the whole song. It's perfect.
And I don't need anything else.
No. And like, dude, what's weird is like Sublime covered it. Silverchair covered it. Like it was more. It is like their statement. A very good pick.
It's a statement of an entire genre, entire subculture. It's a movement. Mm-hmm. So now it's top five time.
One funny anecdote. I was trying to find a Smith song to put on here. I think Smiths are punk adjacent, but I didn't put one on.
Okay.
But it's really funny that The Queen is Dead ends with Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others and not There Is a Light That Will Never Go Out. That's the second to last song.
They wanted their definitive statement to be that some girls are huge.
Some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers. It's like
unbelievable. Over the most beautiful riff you've ever heard.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Oh,
guy's a scumbag. He's always been a scumbag.
All right. Top five. Should I take it away?
Yeah, take it away.
I, upon looking for this, was shocked to find that this was the closer on Judge's debut LP, Bringing It Down. The song is Where It Went.
Classic.
Their
iconic.
heaviest fucking song.
Yes.
It's kind of metal. There's a solo. It goes like Mosh 3. It's fucking awesome. There's a music video that's incredible, but it's funny because the only people stage diving in the music video is the band. So there had to have been some kind of agreement with the venue where like only you guys, like there's something going on. Fucking incredible bass line. So heavy. I can't say enough about
Judge. When we've said it before, but when we got into hardcore, Judge was the other.
Yeah,
like it was like Bad Brains, Cro-Mags, Agnostic Front, Judge in the top four of like you need to know this, or you're a loser.
You need to know the Hammers, specifically this record.
Absolutely,
that was. I was so pleasant. Like when I have the LP, when I turned it around and saw that it was the last, I was like, oh, sick. I was very excited about that.
Easy,
yeah. Easy top five.
Absolutely. Great pick.
Thank you. My
number five, you're going to notice, is the start of a trend of just things I've been so inspired by that I had to take them with me. The band is Dying Breed. The album is Take My Soul, Give Me Grave. The song is called God's Hate. And it is the perfect closer to this musical anomaly, I'd call it.
Yeah.
Of just like, how did these guys do this thing? And they ended it with this insane, aggressive, chaotic, but still melodic song to cap off what ended up ultimately being their discography.
Wow. When you put it that
Love it.
way, it's very cool.
God's
Capping
hate,
off the
baby.
discography. Very cool. That's the ultimate sign off.
You know, so I thank you them for that.
Have you ever come in contact with any of them?
Yeah, Mike Stack was almost, who was in Dying Breed, was almost also in Eyes of the Lord.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it was like, that was kind of the whole idea, is that it was like me, Taylor, Bruce, Justin, Mike.
Right.
Didn't end up that way, but he's still, I mean, we've talked a bunch. He's awesome.
Cool. My next one is the first song that came to mind when we decided on this. Like the number one, it's actually at the top of my list, but I just put a number next to it. The closer on Age of Quarrel is called Signs of the Times. The energy is like perfect. It's the riff is perfect. It's like it's the ultimate
Amazing chorus.
I mean, lyrics aside, some questionable lyrics in there, but musically and vibe wise, it is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that was, I also had this thing where even if sometimes I did get the full record off of iTunes or whatever and onto my iPod, I wouldn't necessarily listen to the whole record. I would change stuff a lot. And this was one that I kind of discovered later. I was like, holy shit, this song's like fucking awesome. It's crazy that it's last.
Because it is like track 14 or 15,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And you know, the B-side of Age of Quarrel has some songs where you're like, okay, you know.
Yeah, but isn't like It's the Limit and Don't Tread on Me on the B-side?
Yeah, I think It's the Limit starts side B. I think I could be wrong.
B-side is heat.
Yeah, but then there's also like Betrayed and Do Unto Others, just songs that like you don't really think about, you know?
Sure.
Signs of the Times.
Signs of the Times is a bona fide hit.
Unbelievable hit.
Instant classic.
And a little tidbit, the last song on the first Harm's Way LP, Reality Approaches, I think the song is Reality Approaches. I could be wrong. We just did that backwards and just made a Cro-Mags song. And that's
cool.
That's why that ends that record. Because we just love Sign of the Times.
Love it.
Yep.
Great pick. My number 4, one of my favorite bands ever. This is their best closing track. Band is Faith No More. The album is King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime. The song is Just a Man.
Just a man.
There's there's a whole ass choir. This beautiful chorus. Easily the best song on the album. This is the best song this is the last perfect song I think they ever wrote.
Okay.
Where like, I like Album of the Year. I like the Soul Invictus one. This is where they were like, see you later.
I got you. Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Gigantic song. Perfect chorus. Any man who's ever gone through anything, any kind of personal struggle will hear this and agree. Beautiful stuff. One of his greatest vocal performances ever. Just enormous. A perfect closer.
Outstanding.
And that's why we're here.
It really is. That's a record that I should revisit too. I'm such an Angel Dust guy, and I get everything I need from that.
Yeah, I mean, it is so different because you don't have Jim Martin.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Roddy Bottom is even on this record. So like all the keys and piano stuff are very different too. It's very different. It's very stripped down.
Interesting. Okay.
Where Angel Dust is, some call it overproduced,
Sure.
which is I like about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's a billion unique sounds on there.
Crazy shit.
But they paid for every single one of them samples, you know? So they avoided that with this and maybe suffered to some people, but certainly not with this song.
My next one, which I'm honestly shocked that your starter was Typo Negative. Because my number 3 of the top 5 is Gravity. is such a perfect send off to what we've talked about a lot of this like story that's being told over this hour-long record or so. On the streaming version, there's a Jimi Hendrix cover, but on the actual record, Gravitational Constant is the last song.
Right. I for some reason, I never think of this as a closer. And I don't know, there's a feeling of like, oh, that's a closer. And then this is just their best song, a perfect song. I don't know. The Dream is Dead screamed closer to me.
I got you.
More than Gravity did, but this is still probably my favorite song they ever wrote.
One more time, won't matter, no question, suicide to self-discretion. That's the last lyric. It's so incredible. And it's such it's like a 7-minute song about killing yourself. Like it's crazy.
It's exactly what I like.
And it's also like their heaviest, kind of their catchiest. Like it is my favorite song. Love that it closes the record. Love it.
Agreed. This is their best record to me. Maybe the better closer. I don't know. I went with my gut. I respect yours.
Respect my gut.
Let's stay in Petersville.
Okay.
Because I've got a Carnivore song up next. And I owe a lot to this one too. And you'll notice that closer after closer after closer that I am very inspired by. The self-titled album Carnivore ends with a song called World Wars 3 and 4 that I thought was so good I thought I'd write some fan fiction about. This is kind of a prelude to Typo in its sheer mass. This is a huge, long, sprawling, epic song with like a big melodic bridge, but it's just a fucking raging thrash punk song most of the time.
He hated the first record.
Carnivore?
Yeah, he hated it, which is so funny to me.
There's a demo version of this on as like a Retaliation bonus track. So, and they played this at all the reunions.
Okay,
so I imagine he fucked with this song.
He liked this song. Gotcha.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took a lot of lyrics from it. Took a lot of inspiration from it. Sampled it. One of my favorite closers of all time. I guess it's my third favorite closer of all time.
There you go.
Judging from this list.
Excellent. All right, my number 2, and this is where I need a hall pass. I picked a Morrissey song. Doesn't count.
It's just the principle of what we're doing.
It has to
here.
count as much as Faith No More.
How?
That Faith No More record? That's not like metal or hardcore.
Yeah, but the band, they go Morrissey's never done that, you know?
Yeah.
Morrissey is not punk music, you know? It's not even rock music. I mean, it is, but just say it. It's your favorite closer, okay?
It's my second it's my second favorite closer.
Okay.
It's Speedway.
Obviously.
I mean, it's probably the most beautiful closer to a record ever. I understand that it's maybe not musically in theme with what we're talking about, but it is very heavy in theme and in lyric. And it's very...
And in sound at the end there
sound,
with the big-ass drums.
It's one of the most rocking songs, but, you know, so I'll take flack on that. But I do think it kind of... When I first heard it, it changed my opinion on what a last song could be.
Interesting.
Because it became this song also that like he didn't play. He was very choosy about, and it became like really rare because it was so emotional or whatever for him to play.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing too. To have this piece of music where people go, "Oh my God, he played it." We don't really have that anymore either, kind of because of streaming, kind of because of you got to play your top 10
the closest
songs.
thing is Paramore finally playing
All I Wanted
Was You.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. If we're talking best closers ever, that's like the best closer ever.
Yeah.
So I'll allow it, but it is neither hardcore nor metal.
It is, and I concede.
But it is a masterpiece.
Thank you. Okay.
My number 2.
Yeah.
This is a rare closer of a live album,
Oh, cool.
but it has to be commended. The band is Candlemass. The album is Candlemass Live. The song and this recording is the only one that exists with Messiah singing this song.
Uh-huh.
The song is called A Sorcerer's Pledge.
Quite a theme.
Oh, yeah. I love a closer. I take them. One of the best Candlemass songs, period. No question.
Was this on Deus?
No, this is on Epicus.
Oh, excuse me, Epicus.
Yeah.
That is what I meant.
Yes. But it ends with him. They do this call and response thing with the crowd.
Yeah.
Singing, oh, and then he makes them sing, and then he sings again. And then they do this whole like kick break thing where they're just doing it for like a full minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go back into the final riff, raging double kick, like full time 16th note fast part.
Yeah.
And I think, I've said before, I think this is the best live album ever by any artist in any genre.
Sick.
And it ends the best way possible with one of their best songs, sang by the right guy the only time,
Mm-hmm.
played in a unique way that you could only hear live. And that's a close.
That's special. That's a special
That's
thing.
how you close.
Yeah, I like that. That's probably the most unique pick yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I get it's a lot. It's a niche thing being a live album, but this live album is like so much more than just some performance to me. I think it's the best one.
Okay. Very
Period.
good. All right, my number one favorite closer of all time.
I'm ready.
One of your favorite bands. Band called Only Living Witness. The song is called December.
My God.
Not only is this song deceptively, like, kind of simple, that tells you how much it leans on Jonah's performance and how he's able to deliver.
Like they maybe could have not thought it was that good until he sang.
I probably wouldn't have. It kind of just sounds like a Black Sabbath kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It sounds like Children of the Grave. Exactly. It's like you wouldn't really. And then, dude.
And then he wails.
The way I really. It's such a perfect closer to this record.
I agree.
Because this record,
and the transition into it is the best in history.
It's crazy. This was one where when I put it on before we started recording, as soon as that feedback hits, it's like instant. Like dude, it sounds so fucking good. And it's easily my favorite melody of his on that record.
The verse or the chorus?
The verse. Because the high note it's up there. It's top of his range. It's outstanding.
C sharp, brother.
It's outstanding. That is a perfect closer because the record takes you on such a journey.
Yeah, I told you when we started there was a couple I was devastated to cut.
This was one.
This was one.
Uh-huh.
So I'm glad it got represented, and I'm blown away that it's your number one.
Yeah.
Incredible pick. Love it. Well, obviously one of my favorite bands. Go back and watch the episode with Jonah if you have not yet. It's incredible. We learned so much.
We did.
I asked things I've wanted to ask my whole life. And we learned a lot about this song in particular.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Incredible pick.
Thank you.
Now it's my number one.
And I'm confused because you told me to hold off.
I did.
For this?
And for this.
Okay.
Because I knew it was going to be a Slayer song.
Okay. Good.
And it's because they are the masters of the closing track.
Mm.
And I knew it was between three. And it took me an hour to figure out which one I preferred. Because you have Seasons.
Yep.
That ends with Seasons.
Yep.
Arguably the best metal title track in history. You have South of Heaven that ends with Spill the Blood. Maybe the best single riff they ever wrote.
Yep.
But then you have Rain and Blood that ends with Raining Blood, which I've deduced today may be the greatest metal song ever written.
Dude.
I listened to these in reverse chronological order.
Okay.
I put Seasons on.
Yeah.
I had my ass blasted off. I pick up a guitar. I go down, 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 down.
Also, one of the coolest music videos shot
Of all time,
at the
and
pyramids.
it's 7 fucking minutes long.
Yeah,
and it's awesome.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So I'm sitting here thinking it's got to be Seasons. I put Spill the Blood on next. The fucking riff hits. And I sit there thinking, like, this is the best riff of all time. Then Raining Blood comes on. Before a single note comes on, I know it's the answer. It's the greatest metal song ever. And which means it has to be the greatest closer ever.
I think I agree with you. It's probably one of the most recognizable riffs. It has a legit breakdown.
Legit early break for no reason. Why are you doing that?
Open chug proto breakdown.
It's crazy, dude. And like having the sense of, okay, we're doing this epic buildup,
Yeah.
but we're not even gonna do it. We're gonna go and get it
Yeah.
to raging Lombardo double kick.
Yep.
It is the perfect concoction of extreme music, and I don't think it has ever been topped.
I don't think so. And also, what is it, like 2:30? 2 minutes 30?
It breezes by, especially when you take out the beginning noises and stuff.
Yeah.
It blasts by.
And
it barely happens.
And dude, and like atmospherically, the rain at the end is like awesome. It's like, it is perfect.
It is the best metal song of all time.
Wow.
Which is why it has to be the best closer ever.
I love it. I'm so glad you picked that's a great pick for the best ever.
I'm going science here.
Hanneman, baby. That's a Hanneman.
Hanneman is king.
Yeah, dude.
Rest in peace, the GOAT, the greatest to ever do it. Welcome back, Slayer. And there it is. There's our list.
Yeah.
Those are the best closers ever in our opinions. We missed a lot. I can run through my honorable mentions.
Do your honorable mentions, yeah.
First honorable mention is Love Denied, Biohazard off of State of the World Address.
I was expecting a Biohazard song.
It just got cut. Next honorable mention is Dying Fetus, Justifiable Homicide from Destroy the Opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Next honorable mention is Driven by Suffering, Hatebreed, Satisfaction is the Death of Desire.
I was convinced that I was convinced that was going to
I had to go with my gut here.
Yeah.
And the last one is Life of Agony, The Stain Remains from River Runs Red.
Yeah.
Those are all incredible songs, but I had to go this top 15 and the 5 rounding it out. Raining Blood was going to win at the end of the day, so it didn't matter.
That's incredible. I love that you picked Raining Blood.
It's the best metal song ever. Period.
How was Belgium?
Belgium was great. I mean, obviously we're in a privileged position now where we can go to Europe for one day and come home.
It's the craziest thing ever.
Craziest thing ever, but had the best time, dude. Ypres is a beautiful little town.
It really is, yeah.
Very small.
Very small.
I saw the whole motherfucking thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, city's so full of history. Looking at that cathedral, knowing it was blown to bits in the 20s and rebuilt in the 40s.
Mm-mm.
By who? But I digress. Beautiful place. The show itself was incredible.
It looked,
like maybe our best European set, like hardcore set in history.
Based on photos and stuff, it looked like your response looked fantastic.
It was amazing. Had the best time. I never want to play that long again.
How long did you play?
Like 50 minutes.
Yeah, that's what we're getting ready to do for Australia.
We did 11 songs, which 11 Twitching Tongue songs is a lot.
It's a lot, especially on you.
When I was, it sucked. When I was walking around in the beginning, people were like, will you really play 50 minutes? Have you ever played 50 minutes? And I was like, no. So you enjoy it.
Yeah, you better be there.
It was really cool to just see like people I saw at our first tour.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
literally 14 years ago, people I met on a boat in France. The guy that booked our first show ever. Like our first tour ever, not our first European tour. Our first tour period was in Europe.
Oh, really?
And there were people wearing shirts from that tour. Wow. And like having us sign records from that tour.
Amazing.
So it's it means a lot to be remembered. It means a lot to get that kind of response in a country. Belgium was actually honestly always good to us, but on a continent overall, people traveled from across the entire thing. That was tough for us.
Yeah.
But I think we've kind of opened a door now to a new generation who, much like in America, other people who never got to see us, it's real now to them.
Yes.
Spent a day in Bruges as well.
Beautiful place.
Can't believe it.
It's beautiful.
Can't believe it.
Yeah. Belgium.
I watched In Bruges on the way there.
Hell yeah.
Just to get ready.
Yeah.
Had the best time. Did all the stuff. Climbed the tower. Those fatties definitely were not making it up there. That's real. It's 15 euros now. It's not 5 anymore. So be prepared if you go.
How's the euro doing? I don't even know.
Euro, it's like $1.05.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're close. No, a dollar, like a 1.05 euros is a dollar. So we're still losing somehow.
But we're good. It's better
but
than
barely, because it was like
1.3.
150 the first time I went.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. Traveling there is still just like Willy Wonka every time.
Yeah.
Just nothing is just like, what are you doing? To check a bag, you got to go to one place, and then to pay for the check bag, you got to go to another place, and you can't drop them off until you paid for them. It's insane. Also, on a connection, when you have to do the thing where you connect internationally and then put all your toiletries in plastic bags.
Oh.
What was different from the 10-hour flight I just took?
It makes no sense, dude.
You're saying American security sucks.
Right.
Which they probably really think. But the whole traveling system needs to be aborted and rebooted.
Yeah, I think if there's one thing that can benefit from like globalized policy, it's air travel. Yeah.
It is the only pure globalized thing
Yeah, right.
in existence.
Yeah.
It's McDonald's and flying.
When we landed in Greece, they went through my bag and made me throw something out that Germany didn't care about. I was just like, well, what? Why? What do you mean?
It makes no sense,
It doesn't
man.
make any sense.
But I had, regardless, we all collectively had the best time. And
Yeah.
like, this is a unit of guys who were broken by Europe before. Like, we haven't played there in 2018 because we left saying we're never coming back. So to be asked back for one thing, have it make sense, and to have it be so successful was incredible. So I thank Alex. I thank Imperfect for bringing us.
Beautiful.
We hope to come back soon. No plans at the moment, but we'll let you know. Had a great time.
I went to the Royal Rumble.
You really did.
It was awesome. Thank you, friend of the show, Mr. Punk.
Mr. Brooks.
Mr.
Punk Brooks.
It was outstanding. Had a great time. Really crazy to see. Went to the WrestleCon thing. Saw like Kurt Angle and met Jake the Snake.
How was that?
Dude, I actually have a really funny story. So I walk up to him, shook his hand. I said, Jake, could I get a print and get a picture with you? He said, yeah, no problem. 100. I went, okay, cool. And as he's
$100?
$100 for it's a meet and greet, you know. So as it's Jake. Come on.
I guess.
So as he's like signing the thing, I go, Jake, you take card, and he literally stopped and went, cash. And I went, okay. Immediately text Danhausen. It was like, do you have cash? Like, can I borrow $100 for Jake the Snake, please? And then paid Danhausen later, but got a picture with him. That was really fun. Honestly, seeing Kurt Angle was like crazy.
Yeah, that's top 4 for me.
Dude, it was just wild to be like,
that's my modern
shit.
goat, dude.
Had a cool,
how tall is he?
Not like a little taller than me, but I'm sure that's surgery, you know?
Yeah.
He was like Hogan. He like shrunk over the years.
Third neck took him down a couple inches.
Had a really cool conversation with Amash and Thrasher of the Headbangers.
This is huge.
About their sourcing of the shirts that they would wear back in the day. They would
Because
often
those
wear,
who don't know, they would be in typo shirts, Pantera, Anthrax,
like,
you name it.
stuff I want. You know, like I watched like the 98 Royal Rumble, and one of them was wearing a typo shirt that at the moment of me watching it, I was also wearing. So it put into my head, well, how are you guys getting these things? And I asked them, and they said, oh yeah, the bands would send merch like to the office. And it was probably through, Blue Grape or Roadrunner.
I would guarantee you Blue Grape had some kind of deal or relationship with WWE where they sent them personally.
And what's cool is one of them, I couldn't tell them apart, but they were like, oh yeah, man, I used to love all that stuff. Typo, Napalm Death, I Hate God. Like dropped some cool. I was like, okay.
So it's real.
It's real. Yeah, it was real. So that was a fun little, just one question I've always had, and they were very cool. I didn't like punish them too long or anything about it. And that was really fun. I got deathly ill,
Nice.
as you can certainly hear, and that's what I'm recovering from.
I'm glad you're all better.
Yeah.
I avoided a European plague. There's something going around right now that is like deadly.
Everyone I know has what I have.
I think I had it like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I'm safe now. I'm immune.
So feeling good about that.
I have the best immunities.
We're getting ready to leave for Australia. Harm's Way is. So that's the big
I think you'll be there upon time of release. So
Yes.
if you're listening to this or watching this right now, go see Harm's Way in Australia.
Please.
Hate to date this incredible episode, but it needs to be said. But that was our time.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this incredible playlist of epic opuses.
Opie.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll be back next week with obviously some pure heat because that's what we do. See you next week. Bye.